Once upon a time, there was a man named David who grew up in a poor family. He had to work hard from a young age to help support his family. And he dreamed of one day becoming wealthy, so he could give them a better life. David worked tirelessly and saved every penny he earned. He went to college at night while working full-time during the day. And he eventually graduated with a degree in business. He landed a job at a top firm and worked his way up the corporate ladder, becoming a successful businessman and eventual. Years later, David had become incredibly wealthy. He had everything he could ever want, from a luxurious home to a private jet. He had achieved his dream of becoming rich. But he realized that something was still missing from his life. Despite his wealth, David felt unfulfilled and disconnected from the world around him. He began to realize that the people and relationships in his life were more important than money or possessions. David decided to use his wealth to make a difference in the lives of others. He started a foundation to support education and economic opportunity for underprivileged children. And he personally visited schools and communities around the world to see the impact of his efforts. Through his work with the foundation, David found a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment. He realized that true happiness came not from accumulating wealth, but from using his resources to make a positive impact in the world. Years later, when David was old and grey, he looked back on his life with pride and satisfaction. He realized that the true measure of his success was not in his wealth, but in the lives he had touched and the positive change he had brought about in the world. And so, David's legacy lived on, not in his money or possessions, but in the countless lives he had impacted and the positive change he had brought about through his philanthropic efforts.